In this video, we will be covering CleanSpark and more importantly, how we called out this massive 100% move that has happened over the past 2 months. I'm going to share why I was bullish in the first place, why I ended up entering shares, why today I officially closed out my position, and more importantly, how you can actually recreate this within your trading in the future. My name is Peter DiCarlo. I've been a full-time trader for the past 11 years. I've grown my fund to over $5.5 million using a very simple two-step trading system. I do not trade based off of news, fundamentals, PE ratios. The only thing that I take into account is my data and my indicators. Now, if we go through into my filters and we look at just CleanSpark as far as our returns for the past couple of years, you're going to see that we are up over $438,000 in realized profits, which means that all of these positions have actually been closed out and I have taken the profit. We only have a 63% win rate, which is my average across all of my trades, but our win-loss ratio is 2.2, which is very healthy when you see stats like this. Many people believe that you need to be right all of the time in order to make money consistently, but that's not the case. My entire strategy and methodology is about being right a little bit more than half of the time, but making sure that when we make money, we're getting paid 2 to 3 times the amount that we are losing if a trade does not go our way. So even though we lose about 40% of the time, look at how healthy our profit and loss is, up and to the right with very minimal downside. If we go through and look at the most recent position that we have taken here on CleanSpark, you can see that we had 1,130 shares. We closed this out for a profit of 82.55% on shares alone, with a gross profit and loss of $82,655. If you've been trading for years and still cannot find consistency, then listen up. I've grown my portfolio to over $5 million in the past 11 years using one simple system. And better yet, I've helped over 20,000 traders become profitable as well, with as low as $10,000 to as much as $3 million. These are the exact indicators that I use each and every single day to analyze the market within my videos. And you can learn the entire strategy completely for free with our trading library down below. Go ahead and tap the link, start trading with a plan, download the indicators, and no longer guess what you're going to do each and every single morning. It's free, and I promise it will help. Now, I even posted this setup here for free on X back on August 15th. I said, if CleanSpark is going to bottom, it's going to be right now. Volume profile point of control is seated at $10. If not, we're going to be filling this volume gap to the downside. So if we go back and look at what was happening on August 15th, you'll be able to see that price was pulling right back into what we call the smart money zone. Now, the smart money zone is basically what most of my trading methodology is based around. The smart money zone is going to be the most extreme area of discount within bullish market structure. And when I'm looking to buy a stock, whether it's call options or shares, I am looking to only buy at a discount, and then I'm looking to sell at a premium. And the reason that this is so strong is that institutions operate under the same exact mindset and same exact framework. So when a stock sells off into such a deep discount range, if an institution is going to step in, this is exactly where it's going to be. Now, we don't just buy any type of discount. The first thing that we need to understand is that we're only trading structure where the market is currently bullish. And bullish market structure shows as follows. Price must be breaking out, pulling back into a higher low, breaking out into a higher high, pulling back into a higher low. If price is doing the opposite, then this is bearish market structure, and this is not something that we want to trade. For those of you who trade trend lines, this is basically the same exact thing, but once you understand structure, you'll understand why the trend lines themselves actually work. Bullish market structure will look something like this, and those of you who trade trend lines will simply look to actually attach your trend to the bottom of those lows. But the way that you find those lows is through actually using a Fibonacci retracement and sniping a smart money zone. Now, if we look at CleanSpark here, you're going to notice that market structure was bullish. Price would break out, price would pull back to a higher low. Price would break out again, pull back to a higher low. So when price broke out here through June and July of 2025, we knew that price would be pulling back down most likely into discount or our institutional buy zone / smart money zone, which you guys can learn all of this as well as get access to these indicators for free in our course library in the description. This is where we first posted about CleanSpark. Now you can see as well the BX trender, which is the buy sell indicator at the bottom of your screen, which shows buying pressure, was showing higher lows or a switch from dark red to light red. This is important because it means that buyers are entering the market. And when buyers are entering the market inside of our discount, it is a recipe for a beautiful breakout to the upside. From here, we end up entering our position, calling it out on X, and very simply, we will look to set a stop loss at most recent swing low, which in this case is about 16%, and a take profit up at this white line that you can see here, which would be our 1X deviation band. Now, these deviation bands are very important because it's basically going to look at price action over the past couple of weeks. And when we get very high up into those deviation bands, it's a good sign that price is normally going to reject pretty soon. Now, I need you to understand here that if we were to enter this position here, set a stop loss at that previous low of $8.43 and a take profit up at that deviation band 1, that gives us a 5-to-1 risk versus reward ratio. And I showed you earlier that a 63% win rate with a 2-to-1 risk versus reward ratio can give you insane profits over time. So when we have a trade set up like this, I will take that each and every single time that it presents itself, even if I end up losing money. Because the goal is not to make money today. The goal is to allow these types of trades to present themselves in the market, take the position, and just continue to do this over and over and over again with proper risk management. If we allow this to play out, obviously structure ends up holding, smart money zone ends up bouncing, price comes right up into the 1X deviation band. I ended up taking half of my profits off of the table here at $17.70, continued to hold for another couple of days, and then took the rest of my profits off the table in yesterday's session around $19.83. Now, since I closed out my position, price is still breaking out. And I think the best case scenario, we could see CleanSpark move another 13 to maybe 26%. But the thing that I will say here is that this is obviously not the time to buy. Time to buy was when price was trading inside of a discount zone, which price is no longer doing. We are trading at a massive premium. And it doesn't mean that price has to pull back. We can continue to just break out, but I don't think that this is the time to buy. That said, if price ends up rejecting, if price pulls back down to $15 in the next couple of months, I will look to go long once again. If not, I'm very happy with my position. I've closed out over nearly $500,000 in just the past year trading this from September 30th, 2024 until today. I'm up over $500,000 on CleanSpark. And if I don't get another chance to double dip, it's not the end of the world.